10 a.m. and time for the third roundtable meeting of 2021. So bear with me here and I'll ring the bell. Sandra?
All right, it's me. Well, welcome, y'all. I'm sure more people will be coming on. I know more people will be hopping on, but in the meantime, hey, Trudy. So I just want to give you a very, very warm and loving and heartfelt welcome. I want to tell you that we have really been opening opportunities and doors this year so far, and we are off and running. Our district governor official visits to clubs have been going very well. I have worked with 38 of you clubs already, and it's really amazing. I send email after email and phone call, and all of you have taken so much time to make this a really special visit for our district governor, John and Trudy. So I want to hats off to y'all and thank you very much. We have 12 more visits to do through the end of September and into October. And next week, we'll be visiting Mesquite Rotary Club, Dallas Rotary Club, Waxahachie,
Students are coming out. All right.
And the Addison Rotary Club. So we are really going on in all the activities that you're doing. I'm very impressed. So Debbie and I will show you how to do it, and join with me. Here is the love. If you can all share the love, all of you, you know how to do it. Debbie, are you there you go. And there we go. Here's our heart, just a pounding. So thank you for all you're doing this year. And on that note, I want to thank our host club, which is Grand Prairie Metro, President Doug Bryan. President Bryan, you are on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sandra. Wonderful to be hosting this. We're getting a few minutes to talk a little bit about our club, but before we do that, we'd like to open the meeting with an invocation. I want to introduce David Arway and to give a little bit of background on David. David first was introduced to Rotary through RILA in Lagos, Nigeria, back in the late 90s. He was a Rilarian. From there, he chartered the first Rotaract Club, or the Rotaract Club in Lagos, let's say the first one, a Rotaract Club in Lagos. Then he went on to join Rotary in Nigeria, and in 2004, he came to Grand Prairie Metro. He's been a wonderful asset to our club, having been president and also chair. David Arway, would you please open us in prayer?
Thank you, President. Please let's bow our heads in prayer. Gracious Father, we just thank you for today. Thank you for the opportunity to come together and fellowship. Thank you, Lord, for the friendship that we share. Thank you, Lord, for the love that binds us together. Thank you, Lord, for the readiness to give of ourselves to help those who, in most cases, cannot help themselves. We commit this gathering unto your hand, and we ask, O Lord, that you bless our discussions. We ask, O Lord, that your hand will be upon us. We commit the leadership of the district and our club unto your hand, that you continue to use them as an extension of your hand to touch humanity. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray, O Lord, that your grace upon us, upon this nation, upon our cities, will be mighty in Jesus' name. Thank you, Lord, for answering our prayers. Blessed be your name. In Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen.
Amen. And to lead us in the pledge to this great country, Rotarian Debbie Dobbs. Oh, and if we could, before Debbie starts, if everybody could either mute their microphones or not, and not try to do it out loud so that it does go, it doesn't get chaotic sounding. Just do it in silence or muted. Debbie, please lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And if you could lead us in the four-way test as well.
I will. Of the things we think, say, or do, first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you so much, Debbie. Now I've got a couple of more people I want to be talking just very quickly about some things we're involved in at a club level. First, I want to have Chelsea Kretz, who is, that you know that you were on early, is now with the Grand Prairie, the Public Information Officer with the Grand Prairie Police Department. She is a wonderful newer asset to our club, has brought some good young person insights, and we've made some changes based on her just saying, hey, why are we been doing it this way? And we go, because we always have. So we've very much appreciated Chelsea's young, enthusiastic view, and she's going to tell you the change that she helped instigate with our 34-year-old pumpkin run. And Chelsea, would you like to take the floor?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Doug, for that introduction. Nice to see everyone on this Saturday morning, and thank you all for what you do for your communities. Yeah, just real quick, we wanted to talk about our pumpkin run. It's typically held at Lake Joe Pool, and it's been there for 34 years in Grand Prairie, Texas. Since the first event, we've been able to distribute more than $615,000 to local and regional charities from funds raised by this run. It's a huge community event. We have city council members, fire, police, everyone's out there, you know, setting up the week before. It's a really big deal. We've got pancakes and everything that morning, and we've got a huge kickoff. Well, obviously with COVID, you know, that's been supposed to be fun is not fun this year because we can't do anything. And so we couldn't find it in our hearts to cancel it. And so I thought, well, everything's going virtual. I do a lot of 5Ks. I said, why don't we try a virtual? You know, instead of canceling it, this is still, at the end of the day, we're doing this run every year to make money for the Association, for a ton of our local charities in Grand Prairie, that this money goes directly back to helping our community. The Grand Prairie Santa Cop, which raises, you know, toys for kids in need every year, Relay for Life, Special Olympics. I mean, the list goes on of how many organizations this run helps. So I said, you know what, why don't we just try to make it virtual? At least we're not canceling it. And so we all got together as a team and figured it out. We went to this website called runsignup.com, and I'm familiar with them because they've helped us with a lot of 5Ks in the past with the police department. And I've set up a run before on it, but man, was it simple. I mean, look at the website. Doug's got it up right. Just through 7 steps of just information, this is what was created. So if you scroll down, Doug, if you're able to.
I can't. This is a PowerPoint.
Oh, that's just a picture. Okay, that's fine. So it's just the whole process was super seamless. So this is the main page that people can go to figure out if they're interested or not. And so we set the donation amount or the registration amount to $25. And then we designed a t-shirt because, you know, runners who know that they're running for a cause, they don't necessarily carry swag. They just know that this is an incentive for them to get out and run with their friends and family, exercise, and that their dollars are going to a good cause. Well, for some other people, the swag is important too. And this shirt is hilarious to me because this is our typical pumpkin run mascot, but he's got a mask on, and on the mask, it's a little Rotary symbol. So this is one of those special, you know, not that we want to remember 2020, but you know, it's going to be something that's going to be ingrained in our brains forever. So the shirt's pretty cute. It's only $10 extra. You get that as part of your registration. And it's just, we pushed it out, and in a week, I think a week and a half, we've already raised about nearly $600.
This is a
and we have several weeks to go before the race. So we're hoping that we'll raise more money through then. But instead of it being on one day, we decided to make it a week-long challenge. So the race starts on October 10th, and it goes until the 17th. And so that way you have a whole week to complete your 5K. I pushed it out to some coworkers yesterday, and a lot of them immediately like, oh, that sounds really great, we'll do it. Or yeah, I'll get my family together. That's you know, I'm off that week anyway. I might as well get some miles in, right?
Chelsea, what website would they go to? How do they register?
It's the one that I sent you in the email. That it's the pumpkin run. We can push it out if there's a way to push this out.
Yeah, it didn't come through. Can you just say, is it runsignup.com/pumpkin run, or what is it?
Yeah, it's runsignup.com/pumpkin run. I'll put it in the chat too.
There you go. You do that. Thank you.
I'll put it in the chat. But yeah, anyone can do it. It's virtual, so anyone, you know, John, we were talking about Poland and how they helped West. Anyone can do this. They can sign up across the world and do this virtual run. So they can run, walk, skip, dance, whatever they want to do.
Chelsea, isn't there also a link on our website to the run?
Yes, we've blasted the link everywhere. It's on our Facebook page. It's on our actual Grand Prairie Metro Rotary page. And then it exists on Pumpkin Run, runsignup.com.
You can put that in the chat box. Let's move on because Marilyn wanted to say just a quick thing about what we're doing with Relay for Life.
Perfect.
Yeah. Doug, did you want me to mention the veterans thing too?
Yes, the veterans thing.
Perfect. We really dedicate ourselves to the Pumpkin Run July through November. Well, in January through June, we worked real hard on Relay for Life. We took a poll of having people stand up, and we asked 3 questions. Have you ever had cancer? Has anyone in your family ever had cancer? Has a coworker or church friend ever had cancer? And everybody stood up. So that's when we dedicated ourselves to getting rid of this horrible thing. Cancer is the second leading cause of death. 686,000 people died last year and this year. And we are relaying for 3 basic reasons. We want to support local research. We want to find a cure or vaccine for cancer. And we want to support the patients here locally who are in treatment and their families. For nearly a decade, we've been the top fundraiser in the Grand Prairie Relay for Life, and most of those years, we've also had the top fundraiser for our Relay for Life. So we are super dedicated to this, and I would encourage everyone here to get a team if you don't for Relay for Life, and help us save all these lives because it works. Another thing that Doug asked me to mention, oh good, we have a PowerPoint here with our Cancer Never Quarantines was our slogan this year. And
I'm gonna put this in a link if somebody wants this document, put this in the chat box as well. They can link to it and download it.
Yeah, these are great cancer facts. And if you have any questions, please contact me. I think Doug can, well, my contact is there, so you can contact me and I can help you set a team up. I'm going to jump into veteran support now. Our Metro loves our veterans and all of our heroes, our first responders. Each Veterans Day and each Memorial Day, our city does a program to honor and memorialize our veterans at our Veterans Memorial Park here in Grand Prairie. Our Metro Club partners with them, and while they're having the program, we're cooking. And after the program, veterans come up and we feed them lunch, and we generally feed between 500 and 600 people at these each year and at each program. We also maintain the flags at the Veterans Memorial Park, and in the past few years we've been selling flags and displaying them in the park and the lawn near Highway 161 so that they're visible, and each flag will honor or memorialize a veteran from one of our families here in Grand Prairie. Last thing I'd like to say that wasn't on the menu, I'm going to surprise Doug real fast, is our club is very involved with our Interact Club. So much so we always send people to RILA, but we also send ourselves to RILA on the last day, and we feed them a hot lunch, which is really a treat after they just have sandwiches and stuff for the whole rest of the program. And we stay and watch their program afterwards. I really encourage you, whether you have an Interact or not, get involved with RILA. You will see some of the most amazing kids in the world.
Very good. And just very briefly, we've gone along on this. Something else we've done in our club, we had a meeting, my very first meeting as a president. We had our 2 Black club members talk about raising a Black family in Grand Prairie. That was very eye-opening on both sides. I also shared that my ancestors, which includes Stephen F. Austin and his family, were all slave owners, and so we do need to acknowledge our past. I am open for ideas. We've had a lot of great feedback after that meeting. I would like to keep talking about it. It shouldn't be hopefully not a Republican versus Democrat thing. It's much more black and white than that. And something I have a passion for. If you would like to continue the conversation, any ideas on continuing the conversation, there's my contact information there. But that's things that we're involved with. Let's turn the meeting back over to the governor. Well, or who's up next?
So if we had ground meat tonight, we don't want burgers tomorrow night.
All right, that would be
Oh, you're.
John. John, are you ready to go? You want to unmute?
I think
There
that's a
you
good
go.
idea. There we
There
go.
you go, boss.
Good idea. You know, just typically to start any meeting that I start, you know, we have to have a true story, right? So I got to tell you a true story this morning to start things off. A German Shepherd, a Doberman Pinscher, and a cat died, and they all went to heaven. And in heaven, all three faced God, who wanted to know what they believed in. The German Shepherd said, "I believe in discipline, training, and loyalty to my master." God said, "Good, sit at my right side." The Doberman said, God asked the Doberman, "What do you believe?" And the Doberman answered, "I believe in love, care, and protection of my master." "Aha," God said, "you can sit on my left side." Then God looked at the cat and said, "And what do you believe in?" The cat said, "I believe you're sitting in my seat." That's my true story for the day. All right, well, we've had an exciting August and September, visiting a lot of clubs so far, doing a lot of great things. We are in the midst of, and we're kind of missing this morning, the 2020 Zone Institute. Max is there, Howard is there. It's an exciting time and great things are going on. I unfortunately missed yesterday's speech, but I understand our incoming Rotary president's a wonderful speaker. And just for your information tonight, I would like to invite all of you to please join me in honoring our district governor-elect Max Duplant. Every year at the district assembly, I'm sorry, at the Zone Institute, we honor the district governor-elects. We present them. Normally, it's a rather small audience because it's just the people there. But now, with everyone doing it virtually, we can all gather together tonight and honor Max. It's going to be at 9 o'clock. It's going to be on this same link that you have right now. The password is going to be, amazingly, the word is going to be Max. So that's hard for people to remember. But if you would join me, I'd appreciate that. And we will have a great time celebrating Max. I think that's all I really want to talk about. It's really about you guys. So Max, you want to say something?
You bet. Thanks, John. And as you said, training has been intense this week. And for both the elects and the nominees, the entire month is just filled with training for us. I guess they think we're slow learners. I'm not sure. But I want to talk a little bit about one of the things that they're really driving home in this Zoom Institute. And it's the importance of us addressing membership. And in the past, I've always felt if you delivered a good product, you didn't need to talk about membership as much as what your accomplishments were. Well, we're learning we really haven't been tooting our own horn and telling about our accomplishments. So we need to tell our story. We need people to understand what it is that we're doing. At the conference that John and I went to a year ago, and Beverly was there and Howard was there too, they talked about good doery. And that's what we do in Rotary, and we do it across the world. And if we tell our story better, more people will want to become involved. John made reference to the Rotary International president for next year, who I'll serve under. Shekhar Mehta is his name, and he's from India. And every time I hear him speak, the one thing that he keeps saying is membership. If everybody just brings one member in, just think what we can do. We can go from a little under our current numbers to well over. And we need to do this if we're going to be sustainable into the future, because the way we've done things in the past doesn't work in the future. We're in an electronic world, and this is a good thing. Look at the speakers we can have and the stories we can bring to your members that weren't so easy to bring to them before. So let's take advantage of the tools we have to work with now and really drive home our story and bring in that membership. Thanks, John.
Thank you. And, you know, it's a continuing issue. This year's president, Holger Kanak, and the clubs I've talked to, Holger's push is membership, but in a different way. His push is to create new clubs with the perception that people who join in creating a new club tend to stick around longer than people who just come in and turn around and go out the back door. Either way, we need to increase membership. We've been at 1.2 million Rotarians for way too many years. Ian Sullivan and I have had a number of conversations about the need for a Saturday club. And I still firmly believe a Saturday club would attract some people. So we're really interested in doing that. Even if it's nothing but a Saturday satellite club with someone. But satellite clubs, real clubs, whatever it may be, find a person, ask them to visit your club online, see what's going on. We need the people. Howard, are you here?
I am.
Would you like to speak?
I'd love to.
Good.
Well, kind of following on what Max was talking about, one of the benefits of Rotary is the Rotary family. And something happened to me, I guess it's been close to 6 weeks ago. I got an email from one of our members in my club, and he had been laid off. And it got me to thinking that, Rotarians should help Rotarians. And can we come up with something that will help businesses and Rotarians, Rotarian businesses as well as the individual Rotarians in this downturn in our economy? And so, long story short, with the great help of Pam Blankensee, our webmaster, we came up with a way to do this, and we reached out to our neighbor zone 5790 and came up with the business and job connection. I don't know how many people have followed up on the email that Pam sent out, but if you go to the 5810 website, you will see this there. And what it is a central place where people from both districts can upload resumes, can upload job postings, and can provide an opportunity perhaps for members and help them out in this bad time. So I'd encourage you to do that. I would also ask you to pass the word. If you know somebody who needs a job, and you could put a relative, you could put a friend up there also, or you could do the same thing with somebody's business that's tied to Rotary somehow. So help your fellow Rotarians. Let's reinforce the family. Thank you, John.
All right, Howard, thank you very much. I'm going to jump in real quick and say one thing, which is totally off the subject. I just got a note from Rick Scazzillo, and he wanted to put the word out to all the clubs that he is in the process of sending out the district invoices electronically. So be on the lookout for your district dues invoice, and they are due upon receipt. So we would appreciate if you take action and do those and send them back in. And we will move on now to our immediate past district governor, Beverly Grogan. I know you're out there somewhere.
I am. I've been on Zoom all week long with our leadership team and in zone, and it's been great. And yesterday we had a surprise or two. You know, we didn't achieve our membership goals, and so that was just one of those things that COVID didn't help us last year. And so membership is giving out awards, and suddenly they call out District 5810. You all won an award for membership yesterday. It was the highest number of satellite clubs in our zone, in our entire zone. So I was very, very pleased that we got that award. We were also notified earlier the year that you won another award, and this one came from RI. They didn't mention it yesterday. I was really disappointed because I'm really proud of this one. We won the District Exemplary Achievement Award from the foundation for doubling our major donors and other achievement in foundation. So Sandra, thank you. Everybody give yourselves a hand. Everybody's contributions and the push that we all made for foundation funds certainly paid off. Thanks, Doug, for that party happiness. Congratulations on your slide. I think that's great. But you all really were achievers. We were also notified of our Rotary citations this week. And we had 14 winners, and I'm going to just read these very quickly. The certificates will be coming out. Couldn't be more proud of these. And I will tell you one thing, 5810, when we do something, we do it right, because we have not only we have clubs that achieve their Rotary citation, but we have majority of them in the platinum and gold level. So when you achieve all the way. So congratulations. So please hold your applause, but give credit to these clubs. We are extremely proud. Addison Midday, platinum. Dallas Uptown, platinum citation. East Dallas, gold citation. Grayson County, platinum citation. Greenville, platinum. McKinney Rotary Club, platinum. Plano East, gold. Plano West, gold. I believe that's right. Prestonwood, platinum. Rockwall, Royce City achieved a silver. Waxahachie achieved a platinum. And White Rock Rotary Club. For each of those clubs, give yourselves a hand. I am so proud of y'all. Thank you so much for the dedication to the goals of Rotary, because all while we're doing those goals and winning these awards, it's all because we do service and because the things that you all do truly have an impact in the world. So this was a great month of celebration. So Governor John, thanks for letting me share that good news with the district.
You bet. Good news is always welcome. Love to have it. And speaking of good news, I'm going to introduce a person right now. You've almost all heard the name, but very few of you have had the pleasure of meeting our webmaster, and that is Pam Blankensee. Pam, what would you like to talk about this morning?
Good morning, everybody. So this morning, I want to talk about the Public Image Olympic Games. Okay, so I came up with these games to help the clubs maximize your public image. This is all of these games are designed to help you create content to help you maximize your public image out to your community. So if, Sandra, can I get the share screen? Can I get the screen so I can show the games?
Let's see, hang on a second. I have to make you a co-host or a host.
Thank you. Okay, so if you go to the district website and you come under the public image tab, I have created a page that says public image games. All right. The first game is for the Rotary Master Brand. I've already sent out an email and I've had at least 10 clubs already submit their logos. Deadline is on October 1st. And if you scroll down on the page on the left-hand side, you're going to see tips and tricks on how to, and the links on how to be able to design your content. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you're going to find where the deadlines are for each one of the games and how to submit. So I'm really, really excited about this. In fact, Plano West has actually completed every single one of the games. You do not have to wait for the deadlines. You can go ahead and submit. And so the games are designed to help you, but it also helps me promote your club around the district and out to Rotary International. If you have any questions about how to complete one of the games or need some help, contact either Patrick Garcia or myself. And that's it. Thanks,
All
John.
right, well, thank you very much. You know, branding is really essential. Need to concentrate on making sure that our brand gets out there that everyone can see. This game is just an easy way of doing that. There are some awards for those who do it. So, Pam, could you put the link in the chat, please?
Yes, yes.
Okay, we'll do that. And there's going to be awards for doing it. So please get out there and a little education, a little help for your club and for the district and for Rotary overall. We're going to move into the committee reports now. We'll start off with Daniel. Daniel, keep it brief. It's up to you.
Keep it brief. Yes, that's what it is. Thank all of y'all for what you're doing for the youth and our clubs. Remember that schools are going back in session now, and that is going to cause another new problem that we haven't known of for a while. We've had students locked up to where they couldn't get in touch with the teacher, couldn't get in touch with CPS or anybody else. Just this week, I sent out a letter to each and every president, and if the same club has a YPO person, that person was also copied. Unfortunately, 10 of my emails came back as inactive emails. So John and I worked on the letter together. And of course, he had to proofread me and correct my spelling and everything. But we got all that out. But I need a YPO person from each and every club. And as John has said, if you don't appoint one and you're the president, guess what? You're it. So we do have one, no matter who it is. And my email address is very, very easy. It's rotary5810ypo@aol.com or gmail.com. They both work. They both come to me. I need to know all the information for your person that's in charge of your YPO system. So like I said, if it's you, the president, send me all your updated information and I will send you everything that we've got going. Now that we got kids that are going to be working with all of us in the pumpkin run, whatever it is, Ryla, we need to have everybody that is over the age of 18 have a registered background check with your club. I need it so that John and I have access to the same information as a master list. We're not doing the background checks for the clubs. You need to do those yourself, and your YPO can do that. And I will set you up with an account to where each and every club can do your own YPOs. And if you need any help, you can call me. My name is listed on the webpage, and Pam has got it on there under youth. Go down to the bottom, youth protection, and my personal information is there, and all of the forms. One more form that you need to be using for the safety of your club. If you're doing any event to where you're having the custody of a person under the ages of 18, you need to have this application filled out. And what it does, it gives you their name, their birth date, any element that they have, and a contact person. It's very, very important, because if you had an accident with someone under 18 years of age and you had to rush them to emergency hospital, you've got to contact a parent to get them treated. So you need to fill that out. It's posted online, thanks to Pam. So if you need any more help, I'll keep it brief, I'll keep it short, but contact me and I will be more than glad to help you. Thank you, John. Carry on.
Thank you, Daniel. It's one of those topics you hate to hear about, but man, it's important. You really have to make sure that we take care of our kiddos. It's our great treasure. So let me move on to Charlie Morley. Charlie, you want to talk about the assistant governors? Great job they've been doing.
Well, as I mentioned last month, our good friend Karen Maxwell had to step aside from her duties as an assistant governor because of the travel requirements of her new job. And I'm pleased to say that Bruce Hargrave and Edward Ray stepped up and have taken on some additional duties, and we have all of our clubs covered. I'm getting reports from a number of the assistant governors about things that are going on, activities in their clubs and that sort of thing. And I want to give a special shout out to Jim Bullock from the Frisco Club. I don't see him on the call this morning, but some things came up in one of the clubs he serves, and Jim has been just extraordinary and kind of a textbook example of what the role of an assistant governor is. And I just want to thank him in this format. I do know that we have some assistant governors on the call, and I want to remind you that we're going to have a Zoom meeting with John Mosier. I believe it's on Monday evening, and I'll be pushing out a notice on that over the weekend. And if anybody has any questions of me from the clubs, if you haven't seen your assistant governor, I'd kind of like to know about it privately.
So would I.
That's
it all, Charlie?
I'm done.
All right. You know, he's got a big job. We have 22 assistant governors, including Charlie, and it's like herding cats, trying to keep them all going in the right directions and talk to the club. So I really appreciate everything you guys have done, and you've been a great help to me. Now it's time for our award-winning foundation group. Owen, where you are.
Well, good morning. I'm up on the left side of the screen right next to you,
Yeah,
John.
you are.
In fact, I'm sitting next to you.
Gotcha.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's great to be here. I attended a lot of the zone meetings this week, very informative. One takeaway that you should be aware of is that we now have an area of focus for the environment. So you can have environment-related global grants, but it starts next July. They need to write the policies regarding it. So it starts July 1 of next year as an environmental projects, although they are included in some of the existing types of environment. Excuse me. Saturday morning was a rough night. So that's kind of a good takeaway. Now today I'm also going to introduce first John Curtis, who's going to talk about district grants, and then after that Paul Gorman is our global grants chair. I want you to be aware of what his role is, and then I'm going to talk about the foundation calendar. So John Curtis has some important announcements to make about the district grants, applications, and approvals. John, please talk now.
Good morning, and thank you, Owen. Good morning, John. Yes, we have gotten responses from 18 clubs now on the DDF grant applications, but that's a lot less than we've had in the past. And so what we've agreed amongst ourselves to do is to set a new due date, to extend the due date from the 15th, which is what it has been, to the 30th of September. And we think that the COVID issues have probably prevented some of the clubs from getting together and making their applications. And we would like them to have that chance to do it. We have, as I said, 18 clubs have responded. We have 2 that we have to go back to and get some additional information. And we have within that we have 30 projects, or 31 projects now that have been applied for. And that also brings us to a total of a little over $48,000 that have been applied for. So things are happening. Things are happening, and but we would like to hear from other clubs who haven't been able to make their applications yet. So, Owen?
Thanks, John. I'd like to introduce Paul Gorman, who's our Global Grants Chair. We're fortunate in the district to have Paul's talents. He's from San Diego originally, where he was involved with a lot of international projects. And we're also fortunate in that we have the International Service Chair, Bill Dendy, who also is out and about finding opportunities for clubs for global grants. But Paul's going to say a few words about his role and what he does on your behalf. Paul?
Thanks, Owen, and good morning, everyone. As Owen mentioned, I'm the guy from California, one of 250,000 who left last year, and really glad to be here. I'm a past president of a Rotary Club in another district, but I've been involved with international grants for many years, I think around 11 or 12. And so I've been involved with a lot of different global grants at various levels. Over that period of time, I've gained a fair amount of knowledge and expertise. And one of the things that I do know is that I don't know everything, but I'm a resource for you. What the good thing about not knowing everything is that at least I have a good idea of where to go, where to look. So we do have money available for your participation in global grants. I hope to get information out to you. And the good thing about global grants is that you really don't have to lead the grant in order to sort of get your feet wet and participate in them. There are a lot of opportunities where you can go along with the global grant as a participant in it and still gain that expertise, so that in the long run, if you decide that you want to lead a global grant, we can get you involved with that. So that I'm a resource for you. I am available to talk. I heard something about looking for speakers. I've given several talks with clubs last year. The thing about global grants is that a lot of times people consider them to be intimidating. They're not very well understood. They look complex and so forth. It doesn't have to be that way. And I'm available as a speaker to talk with your club or any subset of your club regarding global grants, walk you through what the process is, what it involves, how to do it, how to get things done, and even how to, where to go for other resources. So I'm available and happy to work with any or all of you. Thanks, Owen.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Thank you for your service. Now I want to talk about the calendar for the foundation. October 24th is World Polio Day. That happens to be a Saturday. So all event planners, please work on some recognition, either whatever you decide to do for World Polio Day. Maybe that week at your club meeting, have something discussed about World Polio Day, and maybe even have a fundraiser. I would encourage you to do a Zoom fundraiser of some sort. You have to be creative. Our Dallas Uptown Club, we're thinking about doing a little variety show, because Men Who Cook will not happen this year. So we're thinking about using our talents in a little mini variety show. So World Polio Day, October 24th, please do something, because we have something dramatic to celebrate. Africa is polio free. Nigeria has been polio free for multiple years, so the entire continent of Africa. So we definitely should celebrate that around October 24th and let it be known throughout all of the Dallas area and all the way up to Sherman about what a wonderful accomplishment that is, because that is really dramatic when you think of how many people are in Africa and what that means for their futures. So that's a celebration. Now, in terms of training, the foundation seminar, that it will be a Zoom seminar on Saturday, November 21st. We will have some wonderful speakers there. It'll be your normal district grant and global grant training, but we'll also have new topics that you're unaware of. And one of them will be about the Rotary cadre. And the Rotary cadre can help us on a lot of topics regarding global grants. So we'll have a discussion of that, and we'll have a guest speaker. It's all Zoom. please mark it on your calendar, November 21st. Does anybody have any questions about the foundation? I'm finished with my presentation. All right, thank you.
Well, thank you, Owen, very much. And, you know, I want to second what you said about making the world polio free. When I went to India in 2008, 2009, they told us that we would never make India polio free. And sure enough, we did several years later. And it is totally free of polio. It has been for years. They said we'd never make Nigeria polio free because of Boko Haram. On August the 28th, the World Health Organization officially declared Nigeria polio free. And when it did, by default, that made Africa polio free. They said we'd never do that, and we've done it. Now we've got 2 more goals left to do, and that is Pakistan and Afghanistan. And if we can get that done, we're going to be great. I say this in my talk in our DDF, our district designated funds. We're going to give our 20% of our district designated funds to polio, $32,000. I think that's a rough number. And then when that gets matched by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, we come up with about $96,000 we're giving to the End Polio Now fight. But I encourage everybody, all clubs, all individuals, to please, if you can find it in your heart and in your budget, give to polio. We need to end these once and for all.
John?
Yes.
I just wanted to say, I loved a fun fact I heard at Zone this week. We've always talked in terms of countries or continents, and we know that we have 2 countries to go. And I love the way that some of our Rotary leaders are doing it. It were 99.9% of the world is polio free. 0.01% is all we lack. You know, that makes that little, it's this close, even more impressive. So I just kind of wanted to share that. That really struck me this week.
Well, I'll say it in reverse, because if you're one of those children in that 0.01% who gets polio, it's not good. It's terrible. So we need to buckle down and get it done. World Health Organization last year said if we stop immunizing children now, next year we'll have 230,000 cases. So we can't stop. You know, we have to focus on getting rid of polio, and we need to do it now, sooner or later. Remember, if we get Afghanistan and Pakistan with no cases, we still have to go 3 years before they're declared polio free. So we've got to work on this hard and got to keep it going. It's really crucial to do that. Well, I'm talking too much, and I apologize for that. Our next topic would be training. Catherine Stover is our district trainer, and she sent me a note this morning, said she's not feeling well, was not going to be with us today. So I'm going to do 2 things. One is I'm going to make a plea. We need help in her committee. So if anyone has any desire to help with Catherine in training, and this is not teaching classes, but this is arranging different kinds of training, like to the learning center, things like that, let Catherine know and work with her on that. She would certainly appreciate it. And the other thing is that I'm going to ask Beverly to speak about RLI. We have this new training package, and Beverly, would you talk about that?
Well, thank you, John. Yes, John asked me to chair Rotary Leadership Institute. Our district for years had the privilege of having Rotary University, where we had every Rotarian have the opportunity to go through and learn a lot about the history of Rotary from club level, district level, international level, etc. We lost that when Kim Holland left our district. And there has been a district, or there has been an informal course for years called Rotary Leadership Institute, not to be confused with our own 5810 version of RILI, our Leadership Institute, which was 100% leadership. What RLI does, Rotary Leadership Institute, is it is worldwide. It is sanctioned by Rotary International, but it's not a formal program of RI. But it is led by Rotarians, and it is an opportunity for you to learn Rotary while learning leadership concepts. in a volunteer arena. So last year we made the commitment that we would be a part of that. We have Max, let's see, I guess Max, Howard, and I have gone through this. We have other Rotarians who are undertaking it now with the purpose of creating our own facilitator team. But we're not going to wait for all of us to be certified. We are going to partner with other districts. And the cool news is on RLI, we're going to make it online. So we can do it Zoom. We can make it, we don't have to dedicate 2 Saturdays or 4 Saturdays like Rotary University was. We can dedicate it in small bites, and we will work with schedules to meet your needs. So we have some real windows opening and training right now. As a matter of fact, there's a video I just received this morning, and I'll be sending out to the presidents to show about RLI, and courses are online. Each class is only $50. We do ask that the clubs consider paying. Now, some clubs are not. Some clubs are making you share the joy. So just $25 if a club pitches in 50%, $25 from the club for each person. I really feel like the investment in each of your members will pay off for your club, not only in their understanding of Rotary, but also as we learn more about what else we can do with and for Rotary around the world. So you'll be getting a lot more information. RLI is definitely going to happen this year in 5810. Thanks, John.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for that. Okay, let's see. I'm going to move now to the man who wears at least 2 hats with Rotary, and I bet a whole bunch more hats all over the place. Our Director of International Projects, our Director of Youth Services, or the Interact Services, Bill, number 16, Dindy.
Greetings, God bless you, and it's good to be here with you. I've got the drape shut because I happen to be in South Padre Island, and we came to South Padre because Lisa was teaching Larkin Savan's virtual thing. Where would y'all like to South Padre? I'm at work during the week. I'm here on the weekends. It's kind of an interesting thing, and I love the Zone Institute being virtual. I love this being virtual. We're at Zone this morning for the Council on Legislation training, and I'm here with y'all as well this morning. And while we're still working, at least you can look out the window and see something pretty, which is real nice. But there are several things that are going on that are really important right now that we can use some help on. And the first one is in our Interact area. You know, Interact is kind of that linchpin for our youth, where we draw our Rylarians. And it is so true. If you've never taken a Rylarian to Ryla, do it. You see a person that changes a whole lot in a week, and it's a great gift to give back to our youth. But many of these come from Interact. And Interact is, we don't get them all to go to Ryla, but this is where they get their touch with Rotary. And you heard from Grand Prairie today, and you'll hear from Plano West, and you'll hear from other Rotary clubs that they are able to do so much because they include their interactors in their projects. It's great for Rotarians to be connected with interactors just as well as it's great for the interactors to be connected to the Rotarians. It's a mutually beneficial situation. But as you can imagine, as we've heard already, this is a weird, different school year. My son went to SMU, and he said 2 of the fraternities have already been sent home. It is a weird year for students in high schools. I've talked to several of the high schools that just this week finally got back together, and they're not going to stay together much beyond Thanksgiving. Some of them go home at Thanksgiving break not to be back together again. As we talk to the Interact leaders and the faculty advisors at these schools, we find the Interact at the schools, many of these schools have not even met yet. And our Interact governor position, she has a big challenge because we don't have the contacts for the students because the students have not even been at school yet. But they're coming together. And as Rotarians always do, y'all are stepping up to help out. We're going to have perhaps the largest, most successful leadership summit we've ever had this year in 2 weeks because it's going to be virtual. And this virtual leadership summit will now allow us not to have to worry about the transportation and getting the buses lined up and getting all the students here. Now we've got special challenges because the standardized, the SAT tests are now being offered every single week because they have to socially distance for the test. And there isn't a Saturday that doesn't have an event for students. So we've addressed that by creating a RILA event that will be, I'm not RILA, a leadership summit event that will be all virtual from 3 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. without the cost of transportation, without the direct cost to the students. We could have over 1,000 students enroll for this. But the challenge is we have to get the word out to the students. Additionally, to make it engaging, I need y'all who care about the students, especially those of you who are involved with students, who serve as an Interact chair or just care about helping out, to agree to help facilitate this. If we do have 500, we had over 500 people sign up last year for the one that was not virtual. But if we have 500 to 1,000 students sign up, we need 30 breakout rooms so that people can actually communicate and feel like they're having an ability to learn the way adults learn, which is interactively. And so we will need 30 Rotarian advisors, a Rotarian advisor in each one of those rooms, as well as an interactor in each one of those rooms. And while Julia Lynn and Zane Carlson last year are phenomenal, they represent Plano and North Dallas a whole lot. We need to get the South, Central, East, and West involved. And so when you know quality students, we should have those quality students volunteer to be those facilitators. So basically, this thing's coming in 2 weeks, and there's a lot to do, and I need some help from y'all. Number one, I need to find out who is going to be the president of the Interact clubs. Make sure y'all have contact with them. We need to reach out to Interact clubs. I've made a lot of phone calls this week. I've talked to about 20 of our Interact chair people, but I haven't gotten everybody. And we need to know who is the Interact president at the high school. Number two, we got to get the people to sign up on our district website under youth, under Interact. There is the leadership summit. We need to send the students there. Third, the service project is the shoe drive. We have one place to drop off shoes, and that is the Greek Isles in Plano. But it'd be nice if clubs would take shoes from the Interact clubs in your area and then have a Rotarian get them up to the Greek Isles for the shoe drive. And then finally, I do need the help with the adults. We will be having a session tomorrow at 4 p.m. and next Sunday at 4 p.m. to get ready for this event at the end of the month. So that is the story on Interact. I guess I should say any questions on what we need. Oh, and finally, to keep it fun and interactive, to get the students to show up on time and to show up after the break sessions, there will be prizes given out. It's kind of like here. If I would suddenly say, hey, Debbie Dobbs, I see you out there. And because you're out there with your camera on and smiling at us, here's your $25 gift card to Amazon. Debbie would go, wow. And she would be more engaged. And then Doug, he'd be like, oh, I want my gift card. So he'll be on time. And then Chuck will look up and he'll be saying, I want mine too. And you can actually interact. I think so many of the Zoom meetings, we don't interact with the people. We do a presentation as if it is a, I don't know, a streaming, lecture, but we have the ability to look in your eyes and talk to each of y'all. And it's kind of funny, Owen, yes, you are in the upper left for John on your screen, but I'm next to him on my screen. And it's, so we do have that all mixed up. On your screen, you'll always be that upper left-hand person next to our organizer. But I'd like to get some help in getting those gift cards. So if any of y'all have gift cards that you're just never going to use, that $25 gift to something or another, especially food. The high schoolers love food. I would appreciate getting some of that help. But any other questions on what we need to make Interact super successful leadership summit? And I said 2 weeks, it's actually 3 weeks from today, right? So 3 weeks from today, but it feels like it's 2 weeks. Think 2, and we'll be ready by the time 3 gets here. Any questions?
Bill, let me
Yes,
clarify.
sir.
It's on the 26th, right?
So what week is that?
September 26th. That is 2 weeks from today.
Oh, shoot. All right. Glad we're thinking 2. That's right. We have 2 Sundays of meetings. That's tomorrow and next Sunday, but then it's done. So you're right. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. That's
All right.
that is really an
Beyond
important
that,
topic.
on the
Let's see here. Okay, right. Thank you very much, Bill. That's important. I mean, we've got to take care of our kids. I really appreciate that. Bill, you have any international projects going on?
This district is, in spite of COVID, not slowing down and doing international projects. And we have prepared several videos. I'm glad Pam Blankensy's on here. I hope we'll be able to take those off the Rotary to Rotary YouTube and actually put them on our district video site. But we did the video with CC Theophane talking about the India project that just got funded, and we'd like to go to India to see that hospital we're putting the renal cares. We did the video with Regina Edwards in Jamaica, and in Jamaica with the special needs school, they're still doing work. We had Eddie Marshall and Ian Sullivan talking about Cuba. Michael Tenney talked about the girls in Malawi with Rotarian David Kelly. We had Robert Yudkin talk about Mexico. The Guerrero Eye Clinic was supposed to go this week. They canceled this week, but they will be going in 3 months, and that's in cooperation with other districts. And of course, we have Darren Collins with Africa right here with us right now. So we are doing
Darren,
a
where are
ton,
you?
and we have several videos that each of these people have talked about what they're doing and how you can get engaged. And if you have something you're working on that you would like to spread to the rest of the world, and prepare a video that can be used for marketing within your club, outside your club, to non-Rotarians, as well as share with Rotarians, let me know, because we're doing a ton of cool video projects to share the international work we're doing with this district to the rest of the world. And we're doing so much in spite of the challenges of travel. The needs are still there. In fact, the needs are there even worse. And we even had a literacy project where we're reading English to children. I think that's great because of this electronic communication. And one of the great outcomes of this COVID-19 is we're all more internet savvy. People are connecting a lot better. I love the fact that clubs are meeting in person again, but they're still doing the virtual. I wish all clubs did that. I think that's one of the cool ways of growing our membership. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. We're going to move on now to a very important topic. Ian Sullivan, you want to talk to us about membership?
I'm happy to, John. I also have spent most of this week at Zone Institute. We had a couple of days of very intensive membership training. But first thing I want to say is last month I mentioned that I would be sending out an email to all club presidents asking for 5 minutes on the agenda to just do a brief membership update and some brief things to spur conversation. Well, I got a few responses. The good news is those responses resulted in 3 full programs, but I got 0 responses that all I want is 5 minutes on your program to do just a membership highlight. So please send me a link to your next meeting so that we can just pop in and give you. It'll be very brief. It'll be very positive, and it'll be very very specific to your club. So that we'll send that out again this week. And if you would like to have a full program, great. We'll be happy to do that. We have a very active committee now. We've got a total of 6 members on the committee. So it won't be just me doing it. We're spreading it around. We have some younger dynamic members that are in training right now. So they'll be doing some of this training as well. In the where are we now category, you've heard me say for the last year and a half that I don't believe in the numbers on an interim basis. And during past District Governor Beverly's year, I said month after month, okay, our numbers are positive, but we gotta wait. We really gotta watch out for June. Well, that's exactly what happened. And so we ended up with a negative 98 for the year. Well, So far this year, we're already negative. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all. We have got to work to reverse the trend. Now, we heard, I had a few people talk about the RI president-elect that spoke last night at Zone. Shekhar Mehta is one of the most dynamic speakers that I've heard. Not so much in terms of delivery, but in terms of content. It was extremely inspiring. And the first thing that he said that really resonated with me is how sick he is of hearing about 1.2 million Rotarians. How many of you have heard for 20 plus years that we have 1.2 million Rotarians? I'm sick of it too. I don't want to hear that anymore. And I don't want to hear that we have 2,500 Rotarians in this district. We ought to have 5,000. And his suggestion in the next year and a half until he becomes RI president is that we each bring in one member. Not difficult. Every one of us needs to bring in one member. Now, the things that he said that resonated with me on membership, in addition to that 1.2 million, was the importance of service. We can recruit all we want, but unless we get the members engaged and get them experiencing service, they're not going to stay. They will never have that aha moment that we've all had, where we went from being a member of a Rotary Club to being a Rotarian. So we've got to make sure that we engage all of our members. And there was a slide that in one of my training sessions that I really liked, and I want to share that with you real quick. Is we've all talked about, or we've heard, the life cycle of Rotarians, where the acquisition phase, we recruit them, or we attract them, they become members. We have the onboarding, where we do new member orientation, get them acclimated in the club. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about onboarding in a minute. Engagement is where they become Rotarians. Retention is where they stay Rotarians. And this is the other one, is the one that jumped out at me because we've never talked about that before. And I think it's important today with where we are in this district and where we are in Rotary overall. And I think it's largely due, or it's highlighted, because of the COVID crisis. This reactivation. How many members of your clubs have you not seen online or in person for the last 6 months? If that number is above 0, you've got a problem that you have to address. We have to reactivate those members. We've got to reach out to them, one, tell them they're missed, get them back engaged, short circuit that cycle, take them back to that engagement phase, get them back involved in the club, get them, if all you're doing is attending by Zoom, get them on those weekly meetings. They have to know that they are important to the future of Rotary. So that's my main message today, is called reactivate, re-energize, and turn this tide around. We've got to grow Rotary. Thank you.
Thank you, and I second that. We've got to grow Rotary, or we're in a sinking ship. Continuity of Rotary is important, and that leads us to our next speaker, and that's Judge Bill Sanderson. He's has the unenviable task of working through getting our next district governor nominee designate. So Bill, do you want to talk about that? You may have to unmute, Bill. Where are you, Bill? There. Unmute, Bill.
Okay, you can hear me now.
Yep.
I was just saying, if you have been watching me on the video, you've seen I've been smiling all throughout the meeting. I've some really wonderful news about what's going on. And in the past couple of years at this particular meeting, I, as the district parliamentarian, have come forward to beg for people to participate as members of the nominating committee. But this year, I'm happy to report that not only have there been of the 5 spots that are elected rather than appointed, each has been at least one candidate. There are 4 slots that actually more than one individual has said that he or she would be willing to serve. So where we stand right now, if you are a member of the DLT, or you are a president or a president-elect of a large club, a medium-sized club, or a small club, you have received my message on Club Runner to vote for the people that have been submitted for those slots. And at the end, actually, next Friday, I will calculate the votes and then determine who will be the representative for each of those slots. And the person that comes in second place will be the alternative in the event that we need an alternate to attend the nominating committee meeting, which will take place on October the 17th. I do want to thank Governor John, because he helped rattle the cages in the trees along with me. So I appreciate the responses that we have gotten. So I think we'll have a wonderful committee, and look forward to the meeting on October the 17th. If anyone has any questions, I'll be glad to attempt to answer them.
Now, Bill, there's still time if you want to be considered for the DGND. There's still time to submit your application, right?
Well, actually, those were to be submitted by a week ago Friday.
Okay.
And so those that have timely made those requests known to me are the ones that I'm asking each of the 3 categories of clubs and also the DLT members to vote on those those candidates that have been submitted.
Now, Bill,
So
I'm asking about potential district governor nominee candidates.
that is not due. I don't have it right here in front of me, but I believe it is a Friday, and I believe it is September the 24th.
Okay.
So the time is still open for a candidate to be submitted for the district governor elect nominee designate. And the presidents of all the clubs have been notified of that. So I'll expect to see what's coming in by, again, I believe it is September the 24th, in anticipation of the meeting that'll take place on October 17th.
So if you'd like to serve your district and serve your fellow Rotarian, Bill, Ian, do you agree? I mean, Beverly, it's fun. And it's great to be able to serve your fellow Rotarians by doing this. So,
well,
you know,
I certainly have enjoyed.
Best 5 years ever.
Yeah. I've enjoyed being the parliamentarian, and because of the amendment that went in officially last year, I am the presiding officer over the meeting on October the 17th. So it
Right.
gives me an opportunity to almost play like a judge again.
All right, Bill. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
One of the three legs on the triangle, on the stool of membership foundation is public image. And Patrick, you want to talk a little bit about the public image?
Morning, everybody. I think that we're a day out from Patriots Day, and I think it would be an injustice to for me to begin without acknowledging the people that are on this call who I personally know are ex-military. That would be Ian, Charlie, and if I miss anyone in your ex-military, I do want to say thank you for your service, for securing the freedoms that we enjoy today. That said, with regards to public image, like most of the District Governor Moser's leadership team, we've been attending our Region 36 Zone Institute. I particularly attended the public image training, and I know that I know of one from our district who attended out of interest, and she attended a lot of the other meetings at Zone, Linda Elliott, and I think it's an opportunity missed if you did not attend this particular zone, which is all virtual, which is free, which was open to every Rotarian. There's a lot of great information. I know I sat in a couple of meetings with Howard, and I know Max was in some of the meetings I attended as well. But focus on public image, and I'd like to share some of the learnings that were imparted, and this one goes to the heart of our host club. With your upcoming event, I would suggest that you look at the district PR toolbox. It's on the same page that Pam Blankensy at the very beginning pointed out where the Olympic tab is. Within that PR toolbox is a template that I think you would benefit your event, and that's a template on how to produce a one-page press release. One of the classes sections in the day of my public image training focused on event promotion, and it's too long for me to go into now, but basically you do need to promote your club effectively, beginning with a press release and an effective press release. And I think on the tip sheet that I just peeked in on that Olympic tab that Pam pointed to, she does have a tip of just a very high level of what a press release should answer, is the who, what, when, where, and why. Why being the most important part. You want to need to make it relevant. With regards to my team, which is A.G. Long and Jordan Alsop, as you recall from last month's roundtable, we began parsing out the various clubs in the district that had several issues to bring them to the point of compliancy. I have personally had the pleasure of working with McKinney Noon's Paul Sparkman, Barb Jeffries, and I know that with regards to them, those particular clubs are now compliant, and we are, I think, on the way to reaching my committee's goal of getting the rest of the clubs on compliance with regards to being master brand compliant, with updating the information on the club home pages and the social pages, making sure you don't have any dated articles there, just to make it more of an effective landing page, so that your image to the public who may happen to land on your homepage, who may happen to land on your social page, sees an interest, and that interest hopefully will matriculate into interest in your particular club and what you do for your community. and which will hopefully lead to increasing your membership in your respective clubs. I do applaud Pam, our webmaster, for the work she's done to bring the focus on this Olympic Games, all of which ties into all of the effort overall of the public image team for District 5810 to get every club more acclimated to interacting with the resources on the district webpage, for developing your brand, for developing your master brand. That's all I have to add at this point. I think Pam did a great job at the very beginning. Again, all the club presidents have my contact information as well as my team's information. We are here to help you. We are here to address any questions, as well as with Pam and her technical knowledge to bring all clubs to being compliant with master brand.
Kind of miss out on how important our branding concept is. We don't have a product that we can say, here's our brand. Our product is us. It's our service. And if we don't have a master brand, a brand that people recognize, it's hard to produce or to sell our service to people. And service is what we are selling. So, listen to Patrick and make sure that we do get our master brand out there to everybody. Even on your shirts. Where's mine? Right there, yeah. Make sure they're out there. Okay, the last one I have this month, next year I'm going to make you hire, Tracy, is our youth services. That's a unbelievably challenging area to work in. Tracy, you want to talk about what you got going on?
Thanks, Governor John. I appreciate that. Well, the big things that are going on, heard a little bit already about from Mr. Dendy, PDG, Bill Dendy, with our Interact and the virtual leadership. It is challenging times, not only for us, in Rotary with our clubs and getting meetings going and getting membership going, but as Bill had mentioned, particularly tough
I got my phone.
for our youth as well. Learning virtually at school, not having the interaction, personal interaction, with friends and that socialization, just a real tough time. And our youth services, therefore, are needed, more than ever. And we really need to be creative and about them, and applaud what Bill's doing with the virtual leadership summit going on, and really do encourage folks to get that message back out to their clubs, club presidents, Interact chairs there, and try to get folks to help out with that. This will be kind of a great opportunity for kids from all across the district. Again, as Patrick was saying, this is free for the kids. Not going to cost them anything to turn out for that leadership summit, and a great way to be able to kind of hook up with other kids. So do encourage you to get that word out and try and get the Interact folks in your club to help with that. Be a facilitator. Reach out to their schools. Get kids to sign up for that. Again, another plug for Interact there. Our RILA group, Dana Maxson, are going full steam. They quickly pivoted into to the virtual. They have their camp now virtual, and kind of continuation, or again, new direction of the camp is what they call RI Leads, focusing on leadership, and again, trying to extend this to all Rilarians, kind of from this current year and past years, bringing them together, more fully inculcating them into the ways of Rotary. This is a great opportunity for us to reach those young adults, to keep them connected to Rotary. They are having their first RI Lead module this coming Sunday. it's on the, it actually is actually already filled up. And I got to reach out to Dana and see how I might be able to, kind of virtually kind of sneak into that to kind of see how they're doing that there. But their first module is all filled up. So they got kids that are interested and eager to connect. So gonna really hats off to Dana and his crew there, and going to try and learn from them in terms of what they're doing and see if we can maybe bring some of those things back to interact. Again, as you're getting your message back to the Interact folks, pass along the Rylarians and what they're doing if folks don't know about that. Again, a great opportunity, like I said, to keep these young adults connected to Rotary. They're going to be our future leaders. We're talking about membership, where our members are going to come from. They're going to come from the young adults that are out there today. Again, really kind of encourage you to get that message back as well. So that's Interact, Ryla. I don't have an update from from Mike on Youth Exchange, but as Governor Mosier was saying at my club yesterday, Park Cities, we have virtual youth exchange going on as well with Fun Country in Spain, and need to get Mike to come back and give us an update in terms of how he's been able to do that, working his magic to get a virtual youth exchange going, and how we can, if there are opportunities for us to get kids plugged into that as well. So hats off to my youth chairs in terms of what they're doing to try and reach these kids virtually. They're doing a great job. As we were saying, we need to kind of tout that horn in terms of what they're doing and spread the word to try and make this available to other kids in our district. So that's all I got, Governor John.
Thanks very much. Appreciate that. Vivi, are you on the line with us? Vivi Bennett?
I'm here.
Hey.
I joined late.
How is Rotaract going?
Good. So we're still meeting online. Our Plano Community Club, we meet on Saturdays, and I've also been speaking at some Rotary clubs about Rotaract. So those of you that have had me, if you want to sponsor a new club, please reach out to me. And again, I'm always willing to speak at your clubs, give you all the information, and we really want to have more clubs in the district. I was just speaking at this with a Rotaract panel, and I heard a lot of great ideas from other Rotaractors. So either university-based clubs or community-based clubs. The goal is to actually grow our district here. So if you have for example, 1 or 2 people in mind, because right now we don't have a lot of active clubs, please make sure you send them our way for our club. And if you have a larger community, then we can work on creating a club with those people. Someone said, yes, the UTD Rotaract has some officers that are starting. I think Zane mentioned 5 officers, and I'm pretty excited about that. They're gonna start working and are very soon to, they're gonna be chartering pretty soon. And I also received an email from another Rotarian, I don't remember the name right now, about creating another club. So I'm not sure if it has already chartered or not, but if that person is here, please let me know. But yeah, I don't know if I'm missing anything else. I just saw that comment about Alex. So that's pretty much
Put your contact information in the chat there, Vivi, so they can get a hold of you.
Yes.
John, I just want to say Vivi did a great job of representing our district in that session this morning. I was able to watch it until it was time to come into this, and she's really representing us well.
Yeah, and that's another one. There was one, was it Wednesday, Vivi, we were in together? You did a great job there too. Wonderful.
Thank you.
asset for our district, believe me. And this is what we should look like going forward. It's great. Derek, anything else?
I don't think so. Just
okay, good.
I just wrote information in the chat, so feel free to contact me.
All right. That's all that's on the agenda. The next thing out, I normally at this point in time would say, you know, we need help if you're interested in joining a committee. But, you know, today I have to kind of fall on the sword and say we've had a grand total of 47 people on the meeting today, which is not really great because the majority of the people on the meeting today have been us, the district leaders, and we're talking to ourselves. And we really need to reach out to the district membership and get them to come to this meeting once a month. It's the second Saturday of every month. It's free. There's no donuts. You got to bring your own. But this is information for the district. It's not really information for us internally. We kind of know what we're doing. So please reach out to your clubs, to your friends, your neighbors, even potential Rotarians, and ask them to join us on this meeting the second Saturday of every month. It's going to be basically the same link. There'll probably be another password next month, so we don't run too much of a risk of getting hacked. So that's going to be my plea, if you would just reach out and ask people to join us. So now I'm going to open the floor. It's about 11:30, and open the floor and ask if anybody else would like to make a comment or a complaint or a request, whatever.
John, it's Patrick. I forgot one thing to share with the people on the call.
Okay.
Paul Gorman had mentioned he'd met with some clubs, and we invited him as a speaker. And I can tell you that was during my term as president. And if your club is like my club, that's recently had an administrative change in your foundation officers, I'm here to tell Paul thank you, because your ease and manner and the way you delivered the information about the foundation and district grants, I think really helped that transition to the new officers. They were on the ball, and I think they were probably one of the early clubs that already submitted Allen Sunrise's DDF. So if you are a club like ours with new officers as your foundation officers in your club, I would highly encourage you to invite Paul to be a guest speaker. And then Paul is also, for those who don't know, he's a retired U.S. Navy Rotary pilot, rotor pilot, excuse me. So Paul, thank you for your service. Thank you, John.
Thanks, Patrick. And just to add to what you have said, one of my rare talents, this is a really, really rare talent, is that I'm really good at helping everybody else spend their money. That's what Global Grants is about.
You know, when Paul helps out on a global grant, we get very few questions back from RI. And that's the real sign of his help. It's just been great. So, Paul, we really appreciate what you've done for us. Welcome to Texas and our clean air.
Thanks.
John.
Thanks, Beverly.
John, could I make a comment about our flag programs?
Sure.
This past week, I'm based on our I think it was February summit, we had over 20,000 flags out in our district. I don't know the exact count, but based on the February flag summit we had, I know we had more than 20,000 flags for Labor Day and then Patriot Day, which was yesterday. So that's a great that's a great thing for our district. And so I also, as a flag kind of committee chair, I've actually presented a couple of programs, Zoom, to two clubs that are interested in flag programs. And so I would just say that if you know of a club that does not have a flag program and they're interested in it, I'm happy to make about a 30, 45-minute little presentation on how to start a flag program. And with Veterans Day coming up, I mean, the flag program covers kind of everything we do. It's a public image, which we can take advantage of. It's celebrating our holidays, celebrating veterans. So I'm hopeful. We tried to get some publicity back, I think, on the 4th of July holiday with one of our TV channels, and was not successful in doing that. But we're going to try again for Veterans Day and see if we can't get some district-wide publicity about our flag programs. To have 20,000 flags out throughout our district is something to talk about. So, and then one other thing, Bill Denby, you know, Interact clubs and probably even Rotary clubs are looking for fundraisers and certainly service projects. And so I know some of the things that some of the clubs may be doing, I know our club's doing this, is offering kind of a commission, if you will, for Rotary club, Interact clubs that want to sell flag subscriptions. Just a way
Bill,
to...
that's brilliant. That's partnering with our own interactors instead of with the scouts.
Absolutely.
I love it. I hadn't thought about it.
We're partnering with Scouts, we're partnering with Interact, we're partnering with Rotary if they want to get involved to promote our flag program. And it not only benefits their clubs, but it just benefits the celebration that we have for veterans and everything we do with our flags. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that. Daniel, why don't you say something about the blood?
Yes, sir. I'll be proud to, because I'm proud of your club, Governor. You and Patrick, y'all's clubs up in Allen got together and y'all did your first ever blood drive at this new millennium. And it was not great, but I tell you what, any unit of blood that you get is good to save 3 people's lives. So y'all were fantastic. I appreciate your president and your president-elect. You're going to continue doing it, I know, for the next 18 months. And I got to give a big shout out to Plano Sunrise and also North Texas Pioneer, my own club. We did a joint blood drive over at one of the Catholic churches in Plano last Sunday, and we collected 52 units of blood. And if that doesn't calculate to a big number, that's 156 people's lives that it could have saved. Any of you that want a service project that doesn't cost you anything, gets you recognized in the community, and helps you build membership, a blood drive is something that we're definitely needing. There's always a shortage of blood. So I would like to help any of y'all do this. And if you need a speaker someday, I'm also lined up with 2 or 3 different clubs to speak about youth protection. So we will do that. We talk about veterans. We're having a veterans pancake breakfast on the 3rd. Please check Club Runner, check North Texas Pioneer for all of the details and the information, because it will be posted on there very shortly, and all of the proceeds will go to the Veterans Association. God bless you, and thank y'all for today.
Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that. All right. Anybody else have anything for the good of the district?
John, if I could mention something.
Sure.
Jim from the Rotary Club of Dallas.
Yeah.
On November 4th, we're going to have our Salute to American Veterans event, which is usually held in person. We usually have about 400 people show up for that event, but this year it's going to be Zoom. So we're actually hoping the numbers get boosted to something in the 1,000 range. So if you're interested in attending our Salute to American Veterans on November 4th at lunchtime, please let me know. I will send you a link.
Jim, make sure that Pam gets that information so she can get it on our website.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah, get it across to everybody else.
Yep.
Anybody else got anything going on?
Hey, John, it's Mike Ray with Addison.
Hey, Mike.
How you doing? Sorry, I had trouble logging in for some reason, but I figured it out. But Monday is our 30th anniversary of the Addison Rotary Open golf tournament, and the beneficiary of that is the Ronald McDonald House of Dallas. So we really went into this question whether or not we should even do a golf tournament this year because of the pandemic. But our steering committee said, you know what? The house needs money. They need money more than ever. And so we went ahead with the tournament, and already we've raised over $200,000 gross through this tournament. And we've exceeded what our expectations were going into this. We're not going to hit the $180,000 net profit that we've hit in previous years, but we're going to be very close to that. And that's this Monday. And if anybody wants to come out and have a good time, come out and join us at Glen Eagles Golf Course.
Okay, great. Appreciate that, Mike. Thank you. Wonderful charity. Ronald McDonald has to love that. What else we got?
John?
Yeah, Lori.
Hi, I'd like to mention that Linda Elliott called me yesterday because she was sparked by something she heard in one of the zone sessions, and knew that I'm very passionate about mental health issues and suicide prevention in particular, and awareness of that. And so we're talking about the possibility of looking into forming a cause-based club for suicide prevention, awareness, mental health kind of concerns. So if anybody has an interest in that, please let me know. And I'm going to reach out to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, which I'm very involved with, both as an advocate and I'm a presenter for their Talk Saves Lives program. So if any club needs a presentation for a program, I'm happy to do that, whether that's via Zoom or in person. I've done it both ways. So I'm available if anybody has a need for that. But would love any input if anybody has any ideas or any thoughts on that.
Laura, you're going to start off as a satellite club?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's great. I mean, cause-based clubs are absolutely the way to go, and I think that's, Ian, I think that's really one way, a great way to increase membership. When people who have a common cause together, bond together, I think they'll stick together, and we're doing a whole lot better. So, Lori, I applaud you and thank you, and we'll help you any way I can.
Thank you.
What else we got? All right. Well, I'm going to call it a meeting. It's 11:42, so I thank everyone for being here today. I hope you have a great day. Please do not forget, we are going to salute our own Max DuPlant tonight at 9 o'clock. Bring your champagne. The address, the attire is anything acceptable from the waist up on your camera. So we thank you very much and see you tonight.